If you're someone who doesn't have much luck, maybe you need to look at your home. According to the ancient Chinese art Feng Shui, human energies need to be in balance with nature. And as Tracy Pollock's found, plenty of people are rearranging their lives to new rules.
It has its origins in China more than 8,000 years ago. And if you believe Feng Shui master Zhang, it affects everything from your prosperity and accumulation of wealth to health and safety, business performance, and love, marriage and family relationships.
Literally means wind and water, and together it is an ancient subject of study, look at the man and his living environment.
Zhang says Westerners are taking to Feng Shui. Some shop owners and developers have used it to their advantage. Simple changes from table placement to pot plants have a big effect.
It will be much better for your health, for your emotion, and for your relationship, and for other aspects of your private and professional life. If you know how to place the right plants in the right corner of the house, then it might be a good help for your relationship.
Landscaping plays a big part. Pink shades promote harmonious relationships.
The energy of a rose is going to induce a very hot, extended romantic relationship or relationships in your life.
Even the colour of your house can change your life, but it's very individual. What might be the right Feng Shui for me could be wrong for you.
In theory, you got 5 different categories of colors, and each category seems to do different things. And also, it has to be matching with the particular persons.
So what are some big mistakes in modern homes? Well, it's not good to open the front door and see the kitchen. And even worse, to open the door onto stairs. That decreases your chances of wealth. And if the back of your house has a slope, you may feel you are lacking in support, both professionally and privately.
That could make them feel less active and maybe some feeling of depression. When you stand in front, you need to have a front view very clear. In that way, you have a feeling of the energy will come into the house without any resistance. The base of the house is much lower than the front of the house. This is a challenge in Feng Shui.
The geography of your suburb is also important. An easterly orientation is best. Ideally, you need a river running through the suburb with a backup in the west of a mountain. Yeah, sure. So, since most suburbs have some of these elements, it's important to work with what you've got and make changes where you can.
This is not a very good position for a door.
The bedroom door needs to be on your left as you sit on the bed for better relationships, better flow of energy and balance.
So what should be changed is that we should shift the bed against this wall.
And ceiling fans are out. Everything about this dining room is perfect, but the fan disperses the harmony of the diners. Swap it for a standing one. To believe or not might just be the difference between a great dinner or a disaster, a good dream from a bad. I think I'll just sleep on it.
At her home in Kenmore, Deborah Sayer stands in front of a door she no longer uses.
The stairs is what makes it all wrong. So I'm just going to have to convince my husband to sell up the door. I just won't go out of it.
Deborah is just one of a growing number of Australians who believe in Feng Shui. The Chinese have been practicing the art of Feng Shui for over 8,000 years. Based on Taoist principles, in simple terms, it's the Asian art of science and placement. The geography of the land we live on and the orientation and design of the building can affect our health and wealth. There are some broad Feng Shui principles. To live on a T-junction or at the end of a cul-de-sac is bad Feng Shui, while having a hill or mountains to the rear of your property is good Feng Shui. But of course, it gets more complicated, which is why an authentic Feng Shui consultant will study for over 10 years. In Australia, the Grand Master is recognised as being Dr. Zhang, and consultant Mandy Chen is one of his proteges. She agreed to give the Beatty property the once-over. I wasn't optimistic. For a start, we live at the end of a cul-de-sac, a basic Feng Shui no-no.
A little bit of good news, Michael. Cul-de-sac normally have negative influence in Feng Shui, but the good thing is this cul-de-sac is at the end of a hill, so the slopes, and there has blocking a lot of the negative energy out already.
Phew, well, that's a relief. Mind you, she did say the milk can letterbox had to go. The open black hole absorbed the positive energy.
Here's your Feng Shui chart.
According to Mandy, the direction our life takes is affected by our relationship with the 5 elements of fire, water, earth, metal and wood. Using the time and date of my birth, she's calculated my 4 pillars chart. It turns out my elements are earth and wood, and this will influence everything from which direction I should sit while working or sleeping to which colours are positive or negative.
Say if you are doing a big show and you really want a lot of success, and yellow or brown will be very nice for you.
Back in the garden, it turns out this power pole is not good for me.
Therefore, you need a bagua mirror. The bagua mirror to be hang in here to reflect the pole's negative energy out.
But a lot of Feng Shui appears to be straight common sense. The light fitting at the front door hangs too low, and this mirror in my son's room could be dangerous. That's a no-no?
No, yeah, because it's sharp edges and sharp corners, and especially no to put into kids' bedroom.
Right.
Just remove it to a safer place.
But then there are some things that don't make sense, at least not yet.
To remove it. Michael, remove this tree because the leaves is too sharp and too narrow, and it will be classified as not very auspicious plant in Feng Shui.
Right. Okay.
And you can replace it with a happy plant.
And then there's a bedroom.
This mirror is no good because it directly reflecting the bed, and it disturbs sleeps.
I'm not sure what happens if you have a mirror on the ceiling. The Theme Corporation on the Gold Coast is one company that has embraced Feng Shui with gusto. The whole building incorporates Feng Shui principles.
So this is what we did for Indy in 1994.
Lloyd Bond, the owner and managing director, is a former television sports director who now designs and creates major international theme events.
Firstly, in the 1991, I began to do some work, some theme work, design work in architecture in Asia, in Japan initially, and I then became surrounded by people who embrace Feng Shui as a way of life. Every one of our 5 buildings, every office in those buildings has all been created and produced to provide the most harmonious surroundings for every member of our staff.
Jodie Simpson, an associate producer with the company, rearranged her office according to her 4 pillars chart.
I've been more aware of certain things within my own life and the way I sit at meetings and things at home and that sort of stuff. And in those 6 months, both my work life and my personal life have sort of found a more steady path and, up and down all over the place in the past.
And at the Springwood Honda dealership, Armin Daiger, the managing director, had personal Feng Shui charts done for his staff and changed their work environment accordingly.
We changed their desks around, and out of the 10 or so desks that we changed, we found that at least 4 or 5 had positive results.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's pure coincidence, but it has, and I seem to be quite a bit busier since we actually have moved the desks the other way around as well.
Whether we like it or not, Feng Shui is now affecting business, particularly the real estate business. Real Estate Institute of Queensland spokesperson Lynn Pearsall confirms the growing trend.
Westerners are becoming more and more aware that, Feng Shui's meant to bring wealth and good luck and happiness and all of those things, and they all want part of that. So, yeah, they're catching on.
Back at the Beattie mansion, things have taken a downward turn. My backyard is a Feng Shui equivalent of a home advertised as being ideal for the handyman.
This backyard looks like a Feng Shui challenge to me because it is sloping down to your neighbours. You always should have your back higher than the front. This is one of the most important Feng Shui principles.
Oh dear. Mind you, a bit of landscaping is nothing to the expense that Lloyd Bond went to.
I guess we are entitled to feel a little cynical and say, is it superstition or whatever. I can honestly say that life for us has been happier than any other time. I've been running a business here in Queensland.
So, what will I do? Well, put it this way. I've bought the happy plant and I've put up the mirror, just in case.